I feel like that came from the Holy Spirit, but it's still a feeling. I just thought God was just gave me a gift. Thought it was a gift from God.
I used to did not want to talk about religion at all because I now realize I didn't want to talk about it because I wasn't as sure as I am now about it. Again, not certain, but as sure as I am about it. And I didn't want to anybody to flip their own script due to what I said about it. What I said, like, because again, I ain't saying I got the power to do that, but my observation of humanity, we're that retarded.
So your observation
We're
of
that retarded.
your observation, having a conversation with you, having a conversation with you makes you think.
I know for one, I force people to think.
Because but because you challenge the status quo. You challenge the belief system. Oh my God, I preach that all the time. It's funny that we're having this conversation because I'm the first person to tell people to challenge what you believe about everything.
The show used to be called Challenge Your Beliefs, but I changed it to Challenge Our Beliefs because my beliefs are just as flawed as every last one of y'all believes. I'm not denouncing that God doesn't exist. I just want to understand.
That's why I can have a conversation and not get mad.
I think more so you can have a conversation, not get mad because you're not a believer like you think you are. Only believers get mad about their beliefs. You thought you was a believer, but then come to realize, that was just a coincidence.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I've been on a journey for maybe about is it 2 years? 2 years or 3 years? I think it's been 3 years now where I've just totally, especially when it comes to religion and what I believe as far as religion, I've totally just questioned, I mean, everything. I've questioned the Bible. I questioned the existence of everything. Like even the birth of Jesus supposedly came, is the same story as uh Heru and some other person or whatever like that. And so there was this one video I watched where they was talking about in the they were looking at the hieroglyphics and they was like, well, this is where the story of Jesus came from 32 years before Jesus was supposedly born, but this is the same story over here and it's the same story over here. This, I forgot, it's like 5 different religions that have a similar story to the story of Jesus.
And I've recently said that too. It's like the Bible is either a spinoff of every other religion in the world, or every other religion in the world is a spinoff of the Bible. One,
Spin-off
one or the
of
other.
the Bible. Yeah.
All religions are myths and cults. Every single one of them are myths and cults because one, the cult, don't everybody like cults either, and that's what and all a cult is a group of people that believe in the same thing with other people finding it not a practical thing to be believing in, and that's as well as all religions the same thing as that. Myths, the reason why it's a myth is because we can't prove absolutely any of it.
Anthology and numerology. I mean, you have anthology and numerology and all of those they're saying is against what God wants. But then I started even studying numerology. There's this one guy on, and I'm like, he's like, well, look at the numbers. And when they add the numbers, and this number means this, and this number means this, and this is the reason why this happened the way this happened because of the numbers. You're like, what?
You remember early? You remember earlier what I said? I don't believe none of them cats either because nobody went Avatar. You ever heard of this show called Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I heard of it but never watched it.
Yeah, okay. So, but nobody ever went that. You could talk about what you just said. Hey, the numbers do this and the numbers do that. But nigga, did you just calculate this in order for you to get this to tell me about this? And has anything happened? No.
They said that it happened because of the numbers. the way the numbers were calculated. Or yeah, I was like, oh my
Again,
God, like
you,
what are you supposed
you
to really
can't
believe?
do that now. Your demonstration of your thoughts of a demonstration doesn't surpass an actual demonstration of what you're trying to get me to convince me of. And again, I doubt you yourself actually know how to tap in to what it is you telling me how to tap into. Because here you are again having your 1800 seminar on how to tap in, and yet nobody of your students or you yourself has ever showed a demonstration of going avatar on somebody. But you want other people to believe the things that you believe in. That's why I'm more intrigued with your certainty than I actually am with the actual religion, because the religion is the catalyst to your psychoticness right now. That's how I see it. It's the catalyst to your psychoticness. Like, again, you cannot tell me why it is you believe in tapping into what it is you're telling me to tap into. If you can't describe that, everything that we're having right now is just for fun. All the conversation we're having right now is just for kicks. It's just to entertain one another. If you cannot tell me why you actually believe outside of it being a feeling, let's just say again, you probably have talked to God.
And if I have, I didn't know I did. It was something that was totally unconscious, or but it wasn't like I've been in those situations where it's like, okay, Lord, you're gonna have to send me a text message, you're gonna send me an email, you're gonna have to write it in the sky, or you gonna, I really need to know.
I feel like you're asking. I feel like you're asking to be brainwashed at that point.
Yes, and I am. I am. I'm asking for you to prove to me that what I believe is real. I want to believe, but in order for me to believe, it has to be abstract, concrete, or whatever. It can't be something that's abstract. It has to be,
Exactly. That's what I mean by you're asking to be brainwashed, because you're asking for a sign. And guess what a sign is? Anything you see the moment you open your eyes from asking this, that's your sign. And that's what most people believe in.
and so if there's nothing,
If there's nothing, God hasn't answered your prayers. But if you, when you go outside and drive around and you happen to look up at this billboard, which is a sign, technically, won't he do it?
won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he
Won't
do
he
it? I
do it?
knew that if I asked for a sign versus directly what I want, that I would get the sign, that I will probably get directly what I want. And I'm going to believe my imagination is telling me this because I want to believe this, because I fear not believing in it a whole lot more than I actually care to put in thought of why I actually believe that God is actually real.
So the action of seeing the sign is that did I just manifest it?
Hey, if you want to believe that,
Believe that
exactly, you did. If you want to believe that you manifested this,
and
if
to
you want
believe.
to believe that you manifested this sign that's been here for the last 2 months, but you just happen to take notice of it now, yeah, you manifested
Yeah.
that. Let's go with that, because you ain't hurting nobody, are you? So if you ain't hurting nobody, and that's how it is with me. If you ain't hurting nobody, you can believe what you want to believe in, as long as you
What you want to
ain't.
believe, as long as you ain't hurting
If
nobody.
only you hurting only you cool in my book. I shouldn't have to die because you believe in something. I shouldn't have to die because I don't believe in what you believe in. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to be threatened, or anybody in my that I give purpose to in my life be threatened because your God said so. If your God was this understanding as you claim it to be, then he will understood that, hey, this land that Moses is coming to strip away from these people, he will understand that these people need somewhere to be too. But nah, your God has to viciously tell people to kill others. Again, God ain't even doing nothing. He don't fight none of his own battles. He picked other people to do his bidding for him. That way he can stay the Nino Brown that we know of. Well, Nino Brown did do some of his own work, but that's because hell ain't even created yet. But yet, people believe when they die, they go to hell and or heaven. But neither one of them is really created yet. The heaven, again, is only a word for sky. The word Adam, which is Adam's name, means human. So it's not necessarily his name, but American Christianity just said, hey, let's just give him this name. But for my researches, Adam means human. So he created human, not Adam.
Adam. My husband always talks about how if we all come from Adam and Eve, why do we have so many different last names?
Nobody in the Bible has a last name except Jesus. And they don't even count that as a last name.
So
They
where
don't
did that
even
come from? So where did the whole last
they
name
don't
come
even count
from?
that as a last name because apparently the word Christ just means anointed one. So basically, it's just his name is Jesus, the anointed one. And who else gets anointed? Anybody that says they're a pastor. Man, look, I come across some information that, again, remember how I said that the origins of Christianity is just comes from a carnage of stuff of
Of
evil,
serp Yes, of different,
a carnage of
yes.
evil. Not just from the people who went through the history slaughtering folks just because they wasn't Christian and taking over their ideologies, say, hey, no, I mean, but I ain't just talking about that. I'm talking about even back in the day, according to old texts, old literature that people believe in because it's old enough to believe in it, is that the earth itself is the body of a dead god. The sky is the other half of that dead
Dig
god's
that.
body.
Wow.
That was before the supposed Yahweh came about. Before, well, I ain't even gonna say not before the supposed Yahweh came about, but that was supposed we got the knowledge that his name is Yahweh. Again, BS made up stuff that was added to just, hey, religion is evolving and people are evolving with this religion. So let's just say God did have a name other than I am. Like, again, you could anything you toss at me, it's like, why are you choosing to believe in this when you don't even understand why you believe?
Why you believe it in the first place?
My dad is a good example. He's straight up believer. This man, far from what we consider holy, but that's every human's excuse. That's every human's excuse. We're not supposed to be perfect. Yeah, well, you are supposed to be perfect.
That's a great cut. You are supposed to be perfect. According to
You
yeah.
are supposed to be perfect, but sure, let's go with that. This man, he believes no weapon shall prosper against him because this man been on 15 motorcycle accidents. And he's still here to talk to us today.
It's still here.
So he believes, and then on top of that, he actually believes that he gonna be here until the supposed second coming come. And he just now found out that his God that he been praying to name is Yahweh. So again, all these new pieces of information that you're getting